Seth Rollins exposed. Adam Pearce reveals mystery attacker truth at Royal Rumble Snme. Seth Rollins just became the biggest liar in WWE history, and Adam Pearce made sure everyone knows it. Everything Seth has said for the past 4 months was a calculated lie. Every sympathy post, every "I'm coming back stronger" message, every tearful interview about his injuries, all of it was a setup for what Adam Pearce just revealed at Saturday night's main event, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to destroy Seth's reputation forever. They had us believing Seth was a victim. That Bronson Reed's 6th sentence nearly ended his career. That Seth was fighting through pain and rehabilitation just to get back to the ring he loves. WWE posted medical updates, showed us footage of Seth in physical therapy, gave us the whole redemption story. And we bought it. Every single one of us fell for the con of the century because Seth Rollins wasn't recovering, he was planning. Adam Pearce just dropped a bombshell that changes everything we thought we knew about the mystery attacker storyline, and if you think you know where this is going, you're wrong. Because what got exposed at Saturday night's main event isn't just about one attack or one angle, it's about Seth Rollins orchestrating the most elaborate manipulation in modern WWE history, and the evidence Pearce presented is undeniable. Let me walk you through what happened last night, and I need you to pay attention to every detail because WWE has been planting clues for months that we completely missed. Saturday night's main event opens with Adam Pearce in the ring looking absolutely furious. He's got a tablet in his hand and security surrounding the ring. He calls for everyone's attention and says he has definitive proof about the mystery attacker who's been terrorizing WWE since October. The crowd immediately starts chanting different names: Bray Wyatt, Theory, Karrion Kross, all the usual suspects. But Pearce shakes his head and says, "You're all wrong, and when I show you who it really is, you're going to be sick." That gets everyone's attention because Pearce never talks like this. He's the calm, collected authority figure. But last night? He was angry in a way we've never seen. Pearce starts playing footage on the big screen. First clip, Drew McIntyre getting attacked backstage 3 months ago. The attacker is wearing all black with a hood covering their face. Everyone's seen this footage before, it went viral. But Pearce pauses it and zooms in on the attacker's right arm. There's a tattoo partially visible. The crowd gasps because anyone who follows WWE knows the tattoo pattern. It's Seth Rollins' sleeve. But wait, it gets worse. Pearce plays another clip, Finn Balor getting jumped in the parking garage 6 weeks ago. Same attacker, same black gear. Pearce pauses again and points out the boots. Custom boots with gold accents. He pulls up a side-by-side comparison with boots Seth wore at SummerSlam 2024. Exact match. The arena is getting louder. People are starting to realize what's happening. Then Pearce drops the nuclear bomb. He plays security footage from the night Bronson Reed attacked Seth with those 6 sentences. But this footage is from a different angle than what we saw on Raw. And in this angle, you can clearly see Seth and Bronson talking before the attack. Not arguing, talking. Like they're coordinating something. The crowd is losing their minds with boos because the implication is crystal clear: Seth and Bronson planned the whole thing. Pearce isn't done. He brings out a WWE doctor who confirms that while Seth did suffer injuries from the sentence, they were significantly less severe than publicly reported. The doctor says Seth was medically cleared to return after 3 weeks but requested to stay out longer. Why? So he could execute his plan without suspicion. The place is absolutely erupting in boos. "Chants of you sold out" are echoing through the arena. And then Pearce makes the call everyone knew was coming but dreaded hearing: "Seth Rollins, I know you're in this building. Get out here now and explain yourself, or I'm stripping you of any future title opportunities and suspending you indefinitely." The lights go out. Seth's music hits. But when he walks out, there's no smile, no acknowledgement of the crowd. He's wearing all black, the same gear the mystery attacker wore. He gets in the ring, stares at Pearce, and grabs the microphone. The crowd is hostile, throwing trash, screaming at him. And Seth just stands there, soaking it in with this disturbing smile. "You want the truth, Adam? Here's the truth. Everything you just showed is correct. Every attack, every assault, every moment of chaos, that was me. And you know what? I'd do it again." The boos are deafening, but Seth keeps going. "You all want to know why? Because I'm tired of being overlooked. Tired of being the guy who does everything right and watches people like Cody Rhodes get handed opportunities. Tired of sacrificing my body while part-timers and celebrities take my spot." Pearce cuts him off. "So you lied about your injuries? You manipulated this entire company? You attacked your own colleagues." Seth's response is chilling: "I didn't lie about my injuries, Adam. I just exaggerated them. And yeah, I attacked people. But you know what's funny? Not one of those attacks was investigated properly. Not one. Because you and this company were too busy pushing your agenda to notice what was happening right under your nose. This is where it gets absolutely insane." Seth admits that he approached Bronson Reed months ago with a plan. He would take a beating on live TV that looked devastating enough to write him off television. During his recovery, he would attack rising stars and main eventers to create chaos and confusion. The goal? To destabilize WWE's hierarchy so that when he returned, he could position himself as the savior who stops the mystery attacker, except he'd actually be stopping himself and take all the credit. But the plan fell apart when Adam Pearce started actually investigating with forensic analysis and security reviews. Seth never expected WWE to put that level of resources into finding the attacker. He thought they'd just let it play out as a storyline. Instead, Pearce collected real evidence, and now Seth's exposed not just as a heel, but as someone who deceived the entire company. The crowd is split now. Half are booing Seth into oblivion, but the other half, and this is wild, are actually cheering because they agree with his frustration. They're tired of part-timers too. They're tired of celebrity appearances taking spots. And Seth's tapping into that real frustration, which makes this so much more complicated than a typical heel turn. Pearce tells Seth he's fining him $500,000 and suspending him for 30 days. But Seth just laughs. "You think I care about money? You think 30 days matters? I've proven my point. This company is broken, and I'm the only one honest enough to say it." He drops the mic and walks out while security tries to grab him, but he fights them off and escapes through the crowd. Now here's why this is brilliant but also controversial as hell. WWE just turned their most reliable babyface, a guy who's been loyal, who stayed when others left, who carried the company through injuries, into a villain by exposing his frustrations as manipulation. But those frustrations are real. Fans have complained about part-timers. People are frustrated with celebrity appearances. Seth is voicing legitimate criticisms while being framed as the bad guy. Social media is exploding right now. Wrestling Twitter is in absolute chaos. You've got people saying Seth's right and WWE buried him for speaking truth. Others are saying Seth's actions were indefensible regardless of his motivations. Some are praising the storytelling complexity. Others are furious that WWE ruined Seth Rollins' character. The hashtag Seth was right is trending alongside hashtag Seth sold out. It's literally split down the middle. And that's exactly what makes this dangerous. WWE created a villain who has a point. They created a heel turn based on legitimate grievances that resonate with fans. That's either genius long-term storytelling or a recipe for complete disaster. Here's what I think is really happening. I think WWE saw Seth's contract situation, he's up for renewal soon, and decided to give him the most complex character arc in years. Think about it, Seth goes from beloved babyface to exposed manipulator, but his reasoning is sympathetic. That creates layers. That creates debate. That keeps people talking. But it also risks turning Seth into a tweener that fans actually support despite his heel actions. And if that happens, WWE loses control of the narrative. They can't have their top heel being cheered for attacking people, even if his motivations make sense. It's a tightrope walk that could go either way. The questions everyone's asking now: does Seth come back after his suspension more dangerous than before? Does he target Cody Rhodes specifically since he mentioned him? Does Bronson Reed feel used by Seth and turn on him? And biggest of all, was Seth lying about lying? Is there another layer to this where Seth's actually setting up something even bigger? Because here's the thing that nobody's talking about yet: Adam Pearce's investigation was too perfect. He found evidence too easily. Seth's confession came too quickly. What if Seth wanted to get caught? What if this public exposure is part of an even bigger plan? What if Seth is playing 4D chess and we're all still on checkers? Let me ask you, and I need you to comment because this is splitting the entire wrestling community: is Seth Rollins a villain for attacking people and lying? Or is he a truth-teller who took extreme actions to expose WWE's broken system? Are you Team Pearce or Team Seth? Do you want Seth punished more severely, or do you think WWE deserved what he did? And here's the real question: can you still root for Seth Rollins after this? Because his criticisms are valid, but his methods were wrong. He attacked innocent people. He lied to fans. He manipulated everyone. Does having a good point excuse bad actions? Comment below right now with your take. Hit that like button if this story has you as conflicted as the rest of us. Subscribe because Seth's 30-day suspension ends right before WrestleMania season, and you know this is building to something massive. Share this with every wrestling fan you know because this debate is everywhere and everyone has an opinion. Seth Rollins just burned down his hero image and rebuilt himself as the most complicated character in WWE. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't ignore him, and that's exactly what he wanted all along. Welcome to the Rollins revolution, and it's going to get so much worse before it gets better.